Hi, everybody. How are you today? Welcome to Story Time with Miss Dana. My name is Dana McNamara. I'm the Youth and Family Coordinator at Friedens United Church of Christ in St. Charles, Missouri. Today's story is about Jesus. It's called Young Jesus in the Temple. It comes from the Bible, the story of Luke 2:41 through 52, rewritten by Alice Bergery, illustrated by Betty Wind. Bright flowers bloomed in Nazareth. Sweet birds sang everywhere. Soft breezes blew as Jesus combed the donkey's coat with care. His friend Tobias wandered by. "Hi, Toby," called Jesus. "Passover's here, and this year we can go. We're 12 years old. We'll see the temple and other things. Tomorrow is the day we'll start from Jerusalem, 100 miles away." Holy moly, that's a long way away. The next morning, early, Jesus helped tie the bundles of supplies upon the little donkey's back. Looks like that's Jesus. And then, 'neath sunny skies with all the other families, they started up the road. Young Jesus proudly led the small gray donkey with its load. Clippity-clop! The donkey train moved slowly on its way. The people sang and talked on as they marched. At last, one day, "Look, I can see Jerusalem!" cried Jesus in delight. They soon were there. The wide-eyed boys looked round every sight. The towers tall, the golden gate, the city's high stone walls, the crowds of people in the streets, the bright gay market stalls. "Look, Jesus," Toby said, "up there, the great white temple. See? Look at the shining golden roof," cried Jesus happily. Then Joseph found an inn. The great Passover feast began. With merry hearts, the family ate unleavened bread and lamb. Passover tells us of the night God set our people free by his great love, said Joseph. And then they all sang joyfully. In big Jerusalem, there were so many things to see, but most of all, the temple where Jesus liked to be. He liked to hear the teachers there, all old and very wise. He'd listen sitting at their feet with bright and eager eyes. When Jesus asked them questions, all the teachers were amazed. "How can a young lad know so much?" they said with eyebrows raised. There he is, sitting with all the adults. The people stayed a week, and then one morning bright and clear, they started back towards Nazareth. But as the night drew near, "Where's Jesus?" Joseph and his wife asked his wife. "I don't know," she replied. "He must be with the other boys." She called his name and cried. No answer came. They quickly went and found the other lads. "Have you seen Jesus?" Joseph asked, and not many of them had. They looked and they looked for Jesus and soon became quite worried. "He isn't here," they cried. Back to Jerusalem they hurried. The next day in the city streets and at each market stall, they both asked, "Have you seen a boy about so tall? His name is Jesus. He's my son. We lost him," Mary said. But one by one, the merchants and the strangers shook their heads. They hurried to the inn where they had stayed when they were there, and they cried, "We can't find Jesus. Have you seen him anywhere?" But no one had seen Jesus, and now Mary was alarmed. "What's happened to my son?" she cried. "Oh, maybe he's been harmed." "3 days had passed," said Joseph then. "I know where he might be. He loved God's house. He could be there." They quickly ran to see. When they had reached the temple church, they were surprised and glad, for there among the teachers sat just one young, bright-eyed lad. Around him many people stood and listening in surprise. "Look," Joseph said, "it's Jesus with the teachers, great and wise." Then Jesus' mother went to him. Her heart was full of joy, but scolding just a bit. She said, "We were alarmed, my boy. We looked all over for you, son. Oh, why did you stay here? We thought you were lost," she said, and wiped away a tear. But gently Jesus said to them, "Why did you look for me? You didn't know my Father's house is where I'd surely be." They didn't understand his words, but Mary smiled, and then the 3 of them went down the road to Nazareth again. The boy obeyed his parents, and as years passed one by one, he grew and learned still more how pleased God would be with his dear son. That's the end. What a good story. Have you ever thought of a time when you were lost? Have you ever been lost and away from your parents? Jesus was just in church. Well, that's it for this week. Friends, I love you and Jesus loves you. I can't wait till we can be together once again. Bye.